And 3, 2, 1, and we're live. What is it like to run the school at Squiala? Because just thinking about that, that's so unique that you're able to help shape those components.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things you face when you're doing that?
Oh, school is a whole different experience. The school at Squiala was a part of the comprehensive community plan when we were identifying some of the, was the community looking for and what was important to community. Education came up, and a lot of people had mentioned school. School was definitely a passion of my mom's, and my mom was the band administrator for 20 years. This was sort of an initiative that she felt was super important, and she had been there and watched a lot of our children kind of go through struggles and challenges in the public school system, and felt that, we had an opportunity to open our own school. So the initial concept, when we looked at it, we looked at what was taking place in the public school system. We looked at how our children were learning and their, the differences that exist. And so we looked at Montessori training and looked at the differences of hands-on versus the sort of typical instructional following curriculum. And we felt that Montessori aligned much more with indigenous sort of hands-on and interaction than the typical school system offered. So that's what we started with. It became a bit of a challenge because you're sending all of these teachers for their Montessori training. And obviously in private schools in Montessori, they are charging a lot and can, easily take some of those teachers. And then just maintaining that same curriculum and that same style of learning. So we've gone to a bit of a hybrid where we're using elements of it, but it's not full Montessori. So challenges that you run into with the school are finding the right people. We're in competition. If you look at school teachers in the public school system that go and have a path, or they, stay at certain schools for so long versus a private school like ours on reserve, we don't get the same applicants. We don't get the same interest. We don't have that big pool of teachers to pull from. So we often have to headhunt, or we keep our ears open on people that are available. Finding the right principal was a very difficult challenge. And so it took a while. This last year and this year have been the best years for the school, I would say. And a lot of that has to do with finding the right team and having them in place. So we have our head teacher, we call principal head teacher, Steffi Munshaw, who's just done an amazing job. The school staff have really embraced her in that role and what she's able to do. Her commitment is next to none, and she really sees and wants to, contribute to the success of these kids that are, having other challenges. And so the other part that was difficult in the school is we have a lot of high needs children, and we didn't intend to have that many in the school. But, you've got to be mindful, because when you have some students that have, need more time and need more support, then you're looking at your additional staff. So, are the EAs, how many do you have? How many can do the one-on-one? How do you have the proper supports in place? Do we have all of those structures there? And so to get to this point, we do. And I think they've been doing extremely well. We've had our bumps along the way. There's no doubt about it. But I think we're in a very good place now.